Cool.
Yeah, I told him to log back in. And
yeah, I hit the wrong button. I hit end meeting for all instead of sign out.
oh, okay. Yeah, because he said, he goes, if I can't get back in, maybe
There
we
he
could
is.
just.
Yep, I see him.
Okay.
Are we back in business?
Yep. Welcome, guys. Sorry about that.
No problem. That's part of the new reality of our lives.
Yes.
These web meetings, or no, and all the things that happen on. So no need to explain. Okay, guys. I see you are showing me your website.
Yes.
Yep.
So let me tell you what I'm not a big investor. I have a couple, three rental properties. Okay, and I'm trying to buy. I don't know. I would say as much as possible, as long as the banks work with me and it makes sense. And on a regular basis, I'm checking the meetups, even that many times I cannot go to the meetups before COVID because work schedule doesn't allow me. I always check in their website and the discussions to see sometimes people offer properties there. And in the Lebanon meeting is the only one I saw your post or your comment, okay? And I visit your website and maybe the message is clear, but it's not that clear. So that's what prompted me the question, and now I let you talk.
Yep. And first of all, I appreciate you telling us what's not clear because it'll help us to get better. Also, do you mind if we record this just so we have it, everybody has it for later? Is that okay?
If this accent will help you for marketing, be my guest.
Terrific, thank you.
That works.
And on the screen now is RECN, which is our social network, and we have a meeting once a month as well. That you know, both on Zoom, on this Zoom channel, as well as on as well as live if you want to attend. Last month's meeting, the videos here are about how landlords can improve the income of their properties without changing the properties.
That's your meetup. That's your meetup.
We do a meetup the second Wednesday of every month at 7:30. We meet in Mountaintop, but you can come on by Zoom. We actually had a couple presentations last month that were done by Zoom. The person never came out. This is actually one on how to make money off your tenant's energy. So we also can welcome you at our meetup and whatever. So what now? So let us take you on a quick tour of what it is, and then maybe you can tell us sort of what parts confused you. So this homepage here is nothing but an introduction, and this may be the best place where you can help us improve it. And really, this video, so this is just us talking about it a little bit. This video describes everything you get. And effectively, what we're trying to do is Hunting for Homes is designed to be a business in a box for an investor, a wholesaler, you know, perhaps an individual investor, but somebody that wants to have a partner in the game who's done a lot of them. They want, you know, an exclusive territory that, you know, Hunting for Homes, Western Mass. Jesse is the only guy we're going to have in Western Mass as long as he chooses to remain a member.
And we should probably mention, JP, a territory means like the area that you live now in Lebanon. Like if you wanted to control that area, that would be like your local market or your territory. The area that you the area that you manage yourself.
Each state's divided into markets, and you know, we're still early. We're still kind of figuring out, but we went off the federal definition of markets. So there's a lot of them, and you kind of pick which counties and which, you know, mostly counties, or think of broadcast regions, the area covered by your TV station. That's more or less a market. So if you said, okay, I want to own, like Ryan and I have kept the Northeast PA market. So Hunting for Homes NEPA is Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton, and stuff around it. That's the NEPA block. You know, so that's kind of what you're signing up to get. What we give is we give a website, a landing page, fully blown out, customized to your market. You know, we give business cards, we give some t-shirts, or rather polo shirts. We give all of the toolkits you need, whether, you might have to pay for printing on some of them, but we try to get you started. And we provide you with a customer relations management tool to run your business. And we have the contracts available. We have, depending on how much help you need, we have the contracts, we have the spreadsheets. We'll hold your hand through the deals. So it's really a matter of a business in a box. Yep.
Time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is if I'm interested in in the wholesale part of the business, yeah.
Wholesale, or if you're a big enough private investor that you say, I want to be the guy in, I want to be the guy in, Lebanon, we don't care whether you wholesale the deals or not. That doesn't affect really us at all. But it's aimed at the guy that says two or possibly one of two things. He says, I want to own this market. I want to be the guy in this town who has the hunting for home support, has the 60 years of experience, blah, blah, blah. Or the guy that says, look, I don't care about owning the town. I just want to team up with the hunting for homes people. Because at the end of the day, we hold your hand through all the through if you want us to, through your deals.
JP,
yeah, go ahead.
JP, what would you say your situation is? Would you say right now you're looking to get more deals, or you're trying to close more deals, or how did you in your local meetup, how did you come about hunting for homes, and what specifically would interest you the most? And maybe we could kind of talk about that.
Ryan, I don't have any of those two problems. I have what I know about wholesaling is kind of the basic definition. I have not really, I'm just somebody that is looking for initially properties to buy and hold. We have one property, okay, that I sold, and that was kind of an accidental business. One day somebody offered me a house. The house was okay, the price is kind of okay, let's fix it, and it sold without knowing too much. I was just lucky, and the contractor was the 1A guy, and I rehab a property and I keep it. But it's definitely, I've been trying to buy properties. Actually, after this meeting, I'm gonna go and check a property in Palmyra, near Hershey, okay? But the competition is tough, so I was just, everybody's buying properties, it's competition. So I've been kind of brainstorming, okay, how can I know some people is having more success finding properties, okay, in this tough market. So so that's what I saw. Maybe this is what when I saw hunting for homes, hey, let's take a look to this. That's how I am. But so far, I'm not growing a business, so I'm not fully invested in real estate, or that's not my primary income. I have a demanding, like, from 8 to 10 job.
Yeah.
Yes, I do tech support for certain type of equipment in construction, and those guys run 24/7. But I'm looking forward to invest, to keep investing in real estate. So that is the state of my involvement with real estate. I don't know if that's the profile. If I interested in wholesaling, which I only know the basics because I go to the offers, I get wholesalers sending me things, and I go to the show, to the house, and I put an offer. So that's as much as I know what is a wholesaler. Actually, I think they do an incredible job trying to find opportunities in this market.
Yeah, well, and just say, I mean, I started as an investor buying and holding my own properties, and I got into wholesaling because if a deal didn't work for me, that didn't mean it didn't work for somebody else. I also do training and education stuff, and effectively, what it becomes, and I don't know why it's giving me this extra line when I put something up, but anyway, there's the seller, there's the buyer, and there's you, the wholesaler. So when you go to see a property, whether or not it's for you, it would be great to leave that property with a contract with the owner that puts you in control of the property. So if you want to buy it and own it, terrific. You put up a contract, a purchase and sale agreement between you and the owner, and whatever terms, whatever contingencies, whatever. You know, you want 30 days to close it, you want some inspection time, whatever your situation is, great. Wholesale is simply you saying, okay, I don't want to end up owning that property. When the music stops, I don't want my, you offer to buy a triple for $40,000 or whatever. I don't want my $40,000 on the line, or I'm open to the idea that it's not me. I'm open to somebody else coming to take the deal off my hands. And then you try to relay your contract from the seller to somebody else for some extra money. That's really what wholesaling is. Is you're taking control of the property and you're relaying that control over here. The reason it's helpful is because every property then can make you money, whether you want to buy it and own it or you don't. If you can negotiate a better than average price on it, then you can make money on it. Ryan and I have on contract a single family up in Carbondale. It's a great deal at the price we have it at. We can flip it, we can rent it, we can wholesale it, any which way works. So we've decided on that deal. You know, we're fine with buying it and keeping it. That'd be okay. But we've decided on that deal. Well, let's see if we can wholesale the deal. So we have a contract between the seller and us that says we're going to buy it for, I don't know, 40,000. I forget what the number is. And we have some feelers out to buyers at 50,000. So if we don't ever take control of the property never goes in our name, we just make $10,000. If we decide, no, you know what, nobody else came up with an offer that we like, or we want to keep the property or whatever, great. We pay the seller the 40,000, we own it. We can do whatever with it we want to do. So that's really what wholesaling is in a nutshell. And how I got into it was because I came across deals that were too good, but they weren't good for me. And so I just started lateraling them off. And whether or not hunting for homes is for you, obviously is an open question, but that's one of the things that we do at hunting for homes, with or without a territory, is we can make an arrangement. We can help you analyze deals. We can help you, even if you say, I don't want a territory, I just want to, get some support, get a team up in some way. No problem. We can provide that.
Question, guys, how long have you been doing this? So you mentioned, I don't know, 40 or 50 years experience. Tell me a little bit about you. It looks like you said, Steve, that you manage your own property. You were an investor.
Yeah. So I bought my first building with my brother in 1997. We bought a warehouse out in Boston. And honestly, I didn't pay much attention at all to real estate. We bought it for his business, blah, blah, blah. It was just cash every year, whatever, fine. I got to know commercial real estate eventually because he eventually started renting out part of the building. But in the first few years, it was just, he was my tenant. That was it. And in 2009, 2008, we refinanced that building, grabbed some cash, and I poured that into buying rentals. I was full-time real estate, nothing else by 2009. I think at the top I had like 30 units. I'm down to like 15 now, and we're looking at a commercial and some other endeavors. And so my wife and I have been doing this since 1997. Ryan's been doing this about what, 5-7 years with your building, Ryan, something like that?
Yeah, I've been doing it since 2017. So I've been doing it for a few years. And I also have a website out there that is a wholesaling website aside from Hunting for Homes that I manage. It's called I Buy Houses NEPA. So I manage that. Between Steve and I, we've been doing this for a while. We've got the contracts. We pretty much have seen, a lot of things. So if you have questions, or, you're not even sure where to get started, or you need your hand held through things. I mean, we pretty much have seen a lot of people at various stages, JP. So, wherever you're at, we could, certainly have recommendations and be able to, answer questions and help you out.
Yeah. And here's just a few of our websites, my websites, multi-service, multifamily agency. This is aimed at, the only way you get to be part of this, we're not a brokerage firm. We're just a collection of professionals, but everybody here, whether they're a contractor or, and realtor or whatever, we're all investors. Because my first 2 MLS deals that I bought through a realtor who knew less than I did apparently about investing were bad. They were as good as my knowledge level met at the time, and they were okay. I made like 3% a year, whatever. I'm used to making 14. But they weren't great. So I founded this as a collection of people like Ryan, my partner Mike, my other partner Bob. We're together we collectively have the 60 years. And this is sort of the thing where if you want advice from somebody who is an investor. You don't just want advice because the person happens to have a realty license. Because I can tell you, we spend 45 minutes of the realty course learning about investment property out of a 40-hour course. There's nothing really great there. We also have REIA, which is my educational group, Real Estate Investor Army. REI Post, which is a classified ad site for real estate that we founded. I already showed you the community network, which we own.
I'm taking a quick pictures of the address, so I can go on. I can go.
Oh, I will send you all these URLs. That's fine. I'll include them all. And then we're also launching one called REI Service Pro, where we book the contractors for whatever jobs. We don't want to be your management company necessarily, but we will connect you with the professionals you need. So basically, you can kind of see that everything we do is real estate based. And in this current market, one of the reasons you might want Hunting for Homes, even as a regular investor, is because it is so competitive. And it's a market now where the sellers are on the buy and holds, the sellers are in charge. So being able to find your own deals and know what to do when you find them is more important now than it ever was. So I'm not trying. I mean, yes, I'm trying to sell you on Hunting for Homes. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but being able to
and it's fun.
force your own deals is good.
Idea. So
yeah.
don't screen your words. Go ahead with the concept that you want to tell me. So no worries.
Oh, yeah. And along with your membership here, you get a customer relations management software, which will keep track of all your deals and where they are along the path, and we can hold your hand on that as well. This is actually our sample.
So let me ask you this. So let's say I'm not opposed, or let's say I'm open. I know that actually a couple of the properties that I own with a bank are in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is very hot market. I know I'm always getting the mail. Okay, even that I put a LLC and a mailbox, they phone me here and they send me late mail. So I'm getting those letters, and so let's say I'm one of those people that maybe one of those are wholesalers. Maybe there are some direct people that just want to buy directly and so on. So let's say I'm one of those. I'm sending mail, which I guess you guys don't get involved in that, yeah? Well,
I mean,
work with you. So
we can help you find a manager, but we don't do management ourselves. We can connect you with someone, but we don't want to handle mail. We don't want to handle tenants. That's just not what we're good at.
Okay. So try to walk me even that. So I'm working with you guys. I own one of your territories. Okay, make it clear. So now what? So I guess I'm gonna do prospecting on my own, and there is a phone number. That's a phone number. Okay, how it works now? I'm sending mail.
Right, yeah. So basically, you're running your own business. We're here to support. So you set up a phone number. We set you up with an email address. It forwards to whatever your email is, and fine. And you're marketing business cards, direct mail. Ryan and I are starting to offer LinkedIn networking services where we can connect you with people on LinkedIn that might be possible prospects for you. We help you with different ways of how to generate lists, how to generate leads, how to do the postcards. We have all of the different service companies that you're going to need help, that you're going to want to use for doing your direct mail, for doing your whatever. And everything from finding out who's in the market that owns property, how to look at your county courthouse website, to how to reach out to them and what to do when you first get the call. And Ryan, before I go further, am I missing something?
No, you're covering it pretty good, Steve. But even to further it up a little bit, on the screen that Steve is sharing right now, JP, you would be able to have, if you bought the Lebanon market. I'm not sure if it's actually. I think it's got a name, some part of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But you would be able to have something like this. We buy houses in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, or whatever area that you want to focus on. And you would get, we would get you business cards and a t-shirt, and then you would be able to have a specific login to a website, huntingforhomes/Lebanon, Pennsylvania, or whatever market that you choose. We would give you a web page that you could log into from Hunting for Homes, and you could do marketing through your own website. You could refer people to your website, and you could get deals to funnel through. People could contact you through your website. And, that's basically what you're looking at here. You're looking at a localized version of what we could offer you for your local market.
And then when they fill out this form, the data from that form ends up in your customer relations portal. We call it a pipeline. So this, for example, was a form filled out back when, this is a sample site, but whatever. And when you click into this lead, here's everything we know about this particular lead. Now, this particular lead never responded when he called us and then we followed up with him. He never followed up, so we didn't get a lot. But all of the questions you want to know about the lead are in here. All of the questions they answer on the phone are in here. So when you get on the phone with them, you actually have a complete list of questions of what you need to ask about the property and how and where they're at and all this other stuff. And all of that data is stored in here under your name, your password, your whatever, so that like for instance, this lady called me. Ryan, remind me, I gotta talk to you about her. But all the questions you want to ask them when you're on the phone are right here. So everything you need to know about this client is right here. We then provide you with a spreadsheet that you can fill in to figure out if the property is worth it. You can do repair estimates based on the pictures. You can say, oh, it looks like it needs flooring and paint. Yeah, it needs windows. It needs this. It needs that. And all of a sudden, the system will calculate for you approximately what the repairs are. It'll figure out based on that and based on the rental information you give it, what your return on investment will be and what the value of the property should be at each return on investment. So if it clears 16,000 and you want to make a 10% cap rate, all done, painted, polished, all done, it's worth 162,000. So the system will actually tell you after your wholesale fee what you should offer on the property. It'll do the same thing on a flip. Here's the flip, here are the repair numbers, here's this, here's that. And it'll tell you on this fictitious one that it's a bad deal. You couldn't possibly buy it at a number that makes sense. And so we will help you walk through the entire process and all this comes with Hunting for Homes. We'll walk you through the entire process from when the lead, from getting the lead, when the lead comes in, what to do with the lead, and out the other side. If you decide to wholesale it, great. You decide to keep it, fine. Whatever. We'll walk you through that. As much or as little as you need, because obviously you bought some stuff. You don't need us to the level that a beginner might. We're here across the board to help you support on that deal.
Steve, that is for the leads. Okay, so you're capturing here leads. What about whoever calls directly? What is there a backup? Like, is there an answering system? Like, I cannot answer because I have a 9 to 5.
Yeah, we have.
What is the plan in that regard?
Yeah, we have all of that ready, and people can choose it or not choose it. We have a call center you can direct your calls to, and it's like a per minute charge for however many minutes your calls take up. They bill you for that. We have like we pay the base fee, and you pay whatever per minutes you're billed for. We have some outgoing virtual assistants that can, when you get your list, you buy a list from Deal Machine or whoever, and you skip trace it, and you're sending some postcards maybe, but you want to make some phone calls. We have some virtual assistants who, they have their service fee, but we've already vetted them, and we know that this is who we use. We know this is that they're good, they're reliable, whatever. We have those staff to help back you up. We can recommend, although we like it when people find their own lawyers and accountants, but we can certainly recommend some, because you want to make sure that what we give you, fits your situation. If we give you our contract, you want to make sure it's good for your situation. We're not lawyers.
And the phone number too, JP, if you decide that you just don't want to get into like, paying for the minutes or anything, you could just put whatever phone number you want. You could get a Google voice number. You could get some other number. You could put a dedicated cell phone number. You don't have to go with an answering service with us. You could just have your own private cell phone number and take messages as you want to. I mean, that's totally your call there. So you don't have to go one way or the other.
We're not here to make money off. I mean, we make money off the hunting for homes category. The rest of the stuff, we may be an affiliate with them. I'm not going to say we're not in some cases, but we're not here to say, oh, you must use our our phone, our answering service. You must use our printer. You must use it. No, this is not at all set up like that. For instance, the number I'm highlighting on the screen, that 798 number, that rings to my cell phone. I've chosen for this number that if I don't answer it, it simply goes to voicemail. I'm actually switching that over now. I'm going to be turning this number over to the call center, and it's going to work the reverse. Call center is going to answer everything, and then I'm going to look at the report from the call center and decide which ones that I should call back in what order. Certain people like Ryan and certain clients or whatever will have my private cell number, and that's an interesting distinction. You want to have a business line that's separate from your private line, because you want to be able to shut it off at some point. You want to be able to have somebody else handle the overnight calls for you. But also you want a third number if you're going to do bandit signs or you're going to put up, flyers and stuff. That number should be basically a disposable number. It forwards to one of your other numbers. I have 4356721, I think it is, and that forwards to my 798. But that way, if somebody gets mad enough at the bandit signs, I can sort of disconnect from the other number. So we talk to you about your situation. We decide which way to go, but bandit signs and flyers usually should be their own number, all of which you're talking Google Voice, text free. You're talking free phone numbers that you don't have to pay for. The only thing you have to pay for is if you decide to use the call center. And many of my friends in the business in your situation, they don't buy lists. They don't do mailers. They do. Actually, one of them does hunting for homes because we just started this. We're brand new.
Okay, you answered that
And
question.
he's kind of at your level. He owns a couple properties. He did this solely because he wants the business cards, and when he meets someone, he wants to look like all of that. Because the biggest thing that we bring to the table isn't the technology. It's the fact of when somebody looks at you and says, "Oh, that's cool. That's cute. How many wholesales have you done? How many deals have you done?" You've done several. I'm not reducing that, but we've done more. So you say, well, I've done this many, but my partners have been in this since 1997. And a lot of times the sellers are more flexible when they realize you're not new. So we're there, whether you use us or not. You can always say, well, my partners do this. That way you gain the credibility. So you don't need to do anything else when you start with hunting for homes, but pick your market, pay your fee, get a phone number, and you can either use the hunting for homes email that we give you and log into it, or it can be forwarded wherever you want. We give you your first 500 business cards, Anything else you want to do, we can consult with you and help you figure it out, whether how it makes sense in your business.
You guys have two tiers of service. The partner and the full control. So let's say the partner, which is a monthly fee of 50, 25. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, I know you have explained all this in part of what you said. Okay. It's 225 or 250?
Well, we'll honor it for you, but Brian and I realized yesterday that the 25 a month, the challenge that presents to us is we have $200 invested as soon as you sign up with us in building the website and printing everything. So we kind of decided that the monthly didn't really the monthly makes sense for us to just make the website But if we're going to give you the business cards and the t-shirts and everything else, not so much, because we're going to be into it for a bigger number.
Understood.
So so we kind of decided that moving forward, whether if you want the monthly, that's fine. But moving forward, this is it's the same thing. It's just we need to cover our nut.
Okay. No, look, you make a good point, because my next question was no, and you make a good point for you, and I completely understand, because my next question was like, okay, it's a monthly fee. Let's say I'm just trying. I don't know if it's gonna like, and I subscribe for 6 months, and then I leave you hanging with all the shirts, t-shirts. So okay, so this is a yearly contract, or how this works, or how you imagine it work?
Yeah, but basically we have a contract, and it roughly spells out that in the $250 a year, we're cutting the price, and we're taking a piece of each deal that's done, which gets a little bit. We have to discuss ahead of time deals you want to buy, and say, okay, you're just going to pay us, whatever on the deals you want to buy. Obviously, the percentage we're taking is not the percentage of the $100,000 you're buying the deal for. If you're going to wholesale it and you're going to make 10 grand, we take a piece of that. And exactly what that piece is, is variable depending on the person. But, we're thinking like this. Whereas at the 500 a year, we want to get 10% per deal. But honestly, I've realized that the guys at this level, if they're not using my CRM and they're not using any of the rest of the tools we're providing, they may not want to pay us the 10%. And you know what? They probably, if they don't need to use us, except for the website and the technology and so forth, this 10% is something that if they're not going to use us, not a big deal. These percentages vary a little bit. We discuss it with you up front and say, well, how much do you think you need us? What are you expecting to need us for? And we figure this out. But the point is, at this lower level, we're more hands-on with you. We are really at the level where we're at the beginner level. If a guy comes to us like Jesse did in Western Mass, who owned a couple properties but knew nothing else, we're taking 60% of his deals because he knows nothing, and we're running the deal. We're going to call Jesse up and say, okay, Jesse, now you've got to go and you've got to do X, Y, Z. Well, once Jesse starts to get his feet under him, he can reduce our percentage and do more of it himself. So this is sort of a sliding scale depending on what you're up to, where your head is at, what your abilities are, how much you want us to do. In this one, it's just 10% because we're here as a backup.
Okay. Do you guys, for example, expect, for this to work, you decide, hey, we gotta get into buying some lists and et cetera, et cetera. So all that add to the cost. That there is an expectation that this is what needs to be invested, let's say, on my part to get the deal going with you guys too, or how? Let's say I said, I don't want to buy leads. I only want. I have never buy a lease, but I know it could be a cost plus then mail whatever number of items you get. So they say, no, I'm not interested because I'm gonna do it a small mailing or whatever, So how this works between what you think is what should be done and what the individual decides to do at the end based on budget or commitment, etc.
Okay, right. And basically, the things on the left here, whoops, that didn't need to happen. This is what we provide. And Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong. We give you a site, we give you a starting set of business cards, 500, I think, couple polo shirts, design materials. I mean, we give you the design for bandit signs, flyers, whatever. You can get them printed, not get them printed. We can do them, whatever. We can figure that. That's. We give you the digital, and you do what you want. And we give you training. We give you free access to what we're now calling Hunting for Homes University, and free access to us as well. You can call us with questions, so we can talk to you through ideas. Now, if you want to buy lists, if you want to do postcards, if you want the inbound or outbound call center, if you want any of the other, bandit signs, those things will have extra costs to them. We have already set up with providers that give great prices for them. You can use them. You can use other providers, whatever. The inbound call center, and to a certain extent the outbound VA, but the inbound call center has a base service fee of 149 a month, we're covering that. So you can go get your own inbound call center if you want. We don't care. We don't make anything off it. But we're just saying to all of our members, hey, we have this already set up. All you do is pay for the minutes you use. It's already here. So some of these services we've already covered some of the subscription price for. But what we physically give in our package is this stuff. That's physically, and then we also give you the spreadsheets. We give you our contracts. We give you our, all of our materials to use, with the caveat that, you should probably have them looked at by your lawyer. You should whatever. But it's like, look, this is what we use every day. Therefore, it's probably fine. So
whenever we finish this meeting, send me the link because I'm not taking notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. We can do that.
Yeah. In fact, I believe I did put the link in the
okay.
In the chat thing, but we'll send it to you afterwards. I mean, and basically, like I'm doing with Jesse right now, all of this is great. This is great. This is key. This is important. But if you're a wholesaler and you're looking to eat off the deals you do, then yeah, you're probably gonna have to do a little bit of direct mail. You're probably gonna have to make some phone calls. But if you're an investor and you're looking primarily for you, and yeah, you might roll something off, you might be perfectly, it keeps doing that to me. You might be perfectly okay with the stuff that's here. And you know what? If you decide to do some of this, that's great. What we also show you how to do is to go to your county courthouse, and look up who owns what property. And a great way to do that, depending on your county courthouse, is you look at, I search for LLC, I search for trust, I search for generic words that are going to be in company names. I search for who owns multiple properties. And and I use that as my list generator. And then I skip trace that list. And that's more for postcards because LLCs are hard to get phone numbers on. So it's more for direct mail, but the point is I teach you how to use my county courthouse. We can look at yours as well, but every courthouse website is going to work roughly the same. So we teach you how to find deals that way. We teach you how, and most useful, I think, or not most useful, but is the fact that we give you an idea of what rehab prices are going to be based on looking at pictures. We've filled in what we pay in our market to do certain jobs. $8 a square foot for painting, You can change this in your market, but the point is this spreadsheet says if each apartment's 800 square feet and I have one apartment to do the flooring on, it's going to cost me $7,000 to do that apartment. So when you see something online, you see some pictures or whatever, you can kind of take a guess as to what you think it's going to take to rehab. Then when you go see the house, you can refine it. But the point is, you'll know that way. We teach you how to do comps using Zillow. The Zestimate is not the way you do it. So, that's the kind of experience that we bring to the table to say, hey, we've tried everything. This is what works. So what you're buying is your website and the backup, but what's available to you is a lot deeper.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the JP too. It's for example, if if you were a member and you came across a deal and you're like, guys, I just don't know where to begin. That's when you contact us and we could go, all right, well, step one is you do this. Step two, you do this, and you could keep us updated throughout the process, and we could make sure that you get each step completed, along your way for the deal if you chose to go like the hands-on package route. So I mean, basically, we're here to answer your questions. We're here to get you started. We're here to help if you're stuck. If you choose the the hands-on package. So, and you don't have to, but I mean, what questions do you think that you might have if you were to get a deal? Like what would be your biggest concerns? Would it be like the paperwork? Would it be finding a deal? Would it be closing a deal?
Let me tell I bought I bought a house that I rehab from a wholesaler. So for me, it was natural to pay. I will call it a commission. The same. So I have that experience. Maybe the challenging part is in these times where anything on the MLS gets sold for more than what is worth. What is the how to convince somebody to do it, which I see because I get some offers that some people is skill enough or to convince somebody to let it wholesale instead of just putting the MLS and are not completely destroyed places. I've been in recently couple in Lancaster and couple in Reading, for example. I think that's way opposite direction for you guys. Okay, let me ask you this. Actually, uh, I've been sending mail here in the town, not looking at the court, but I just look, oh, this is a multifamily, and I figured out who was the owner. And I have made like 20 cards. Let's say that I want, but I don't want to wholesale. I want to keep, I want to buy and keep it. So how that works, if that is the situation in one of those properties while I'm working with you guys?
Well, you mean as far as our percentage,
Yes,
or what?
because we have an agreement, and I phoned someone and said, you know, this is not for wholesale. This is for me. I'm gonna keep it. This is
Yeah. Well, and as far as the percentage, that's easy. One of the things we do when you come on board is we have the three of us have an open conversation and say, hey, listen, we know you want to buy stuff more than you want to wholesale. And we know that you might need our help even on the ones you buy. So what fee do you think is fair in exchange for our help when you buy something? That's it. We come up with a number, we leave it, we're done. We're not here to say, oh my God, we could have wholesaled that for $20,000. You owe us $5,000. No, we're here to say up front, you say, okay, you know what, guys, we're going to pay you, if that, hey, listen, if I wholesale it, great. We work out, we do a split at this agreed percentage. If I don't wholesale it, I want to give you $1,000, whatever it is. And again, we're totally open. You're going to get to a point where you're like, hey, you know what, guys, thanks, but all I really need is the website. I don't need to pay you a percentage, and that's fine on the deals I keep, and that's fine. We're here to make money, but we're not here to do more than to take more than we deserve or do more than you need. So we work out up front, and we're happy doing the same level of help on something you're going to keep. Because at the end of the day, we're starting a new venture with Hunting for Homes, and we want happy referrals. We want people saying, hey, this was a great experience. And yeah, the money is good too, but we want to make sure you get where you need to go. And we're going to make money by making that happen. Is that what you meant, or were you looking for something else?
I hear your answer. I hear your answer, and I hear your answer. Okay.
Okay.
To that question. Okay. How many more? Okay, you are starting this venture. How many people you already have working with you? Like people that contact you interested. Hey, they sounds like something that I may like to do. How many have you have so far?
Right now we have. Right now we only have two paying. Was it? There's two or four, Ryan? I forget. I know there's Chris in
Chris
New York.
and Jesse.
There's Jesse in Western Mass. Is there anybody else I'm forgetting?
I'm trying to think here. I think it's two right now, but we have some other people that are interested, but we only have two committed right now.
Yeah, I mean, we literally, that video you see on the first page of Hunting for Homes,
Yep.
That was kind of our last tweak, which we definitely want to hear your input on the site and how we can improve it, because the founders are never the right ones to figure something out. But we shot that right before Christmas, or was it right after Christmas? I forget, but right around Christmas. So that's how new all of this is. We just purchased the software that's going to let us reach out to investors on LinkedIn and let them know this is here. Because right now we haven't even started a marketing program for this yet.
Okay.
So right now we have two. We think we'll have four in a few weeks. One's in Texas. They're far away, wherever they are. I forget. So like I said, this is beginning. That's one of the reasons everything is so flexible. We're like, oh, we can agree to a number, we can agree to a percentage, because we don't have any pattern to worry about at this point.
Okay. So that's little detail. When you mentioned you guys have a fixed cost when anybody purchase and territory, you have a fixed cost of 200. So you would like just to have those $250 or $300 upfront instead of a monthly fee, correct?
Yeah, and basically, again, because you saw it the other way, we actually haven't changed the website, but because we saw it the other way, I'm we're more than happy to work out something fair, to say, hey, listen, if you said, hey, listen, I don't really want to do the 250, the t-shirts cost us $50 or whatever, the business cards cost us another $25, the whatever, the website I think costs us $75. So like, look, that's the number. I'm doing it off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me. At the end of the day, I'll be straight up with you and say, listen, I'm going to have $180, $150 into this thing. That's where that's my cost. Or, we can figure out where it goes from there. Does that sound about right, Ryan?
Yeah, no, that sounds spot on pretty much. Good ballpark.
Yeah. And so if for some reason you said, hey, listen, I only want to do the 25 a month, what I'd probably say is, okay, we'll build your website, and then a couple months in, we'll send you the t-shirts, a couple months, or business cards or whichever. We'll kind of piece it out, just so at the end of the day, we're not upside down. That's
No, that's
yeah.
more than understandable. Okay. Is there a contract besides the $25 or the 200, 300, whatever is the number that is?
Yeah.
Look for the offer, and these are words from somebody that knows nothing.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm a good landlord, so I'm not in the investing in the real estate really. But for me, it looks like a good package even for 250 or whatever. Looks okay. Is there a contract in the middle here? Because let's say 6 months into this, for whatever reason, whether I put a lot of effort or whether I put zero effort because I have a job that is my priority, and okay, this is not working. Obviously, you guys got getting zero commission or zero split. And I said, what is there a contract involved in this? Or how
no, I mean, basically, I mean, the contract when you get a market or whatever spells out, if you do deals through us, it's this, we've never thought about, although we certainly could add something, we've never really thought about a termination or an exit strategy other than saying, you know what, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to hold you to anything. We're not going to force you to pay any kind of percentage of some fictional number that we all make up if nothing happens. If you sign up and you're here for 6 months or a year and you don't do a deal, your sign up fee is your only expense. And if you and so, there's obviously no way that I can sit here and say, gee, you didn't do any deals, but you owe me money. So no, there's no hidden agenda here at all. There's no and if you stay 6 months in, hey, you know what, guys, I think I'm going in a different direction, then you're going in a different direction. That's fine. The only thing that I think, and there's no control for this, there's no mechanism for this, and I don't know that there would be any way of doing it, of us protecting against it, is if you kind of come in, you spend 6 months with us, you learn all the stuff, and then you say, okay, I don't need you, I'm just going to go on and do my own thing. I'd kind of feel like, gee, you're using I actually had this conversation. I showed somebody my spreadsheet one day, and then I see him posting on Facebook using my spreadsheet, and I said, wait a second, that's not really fair. Other than that, we're never going to sit here and say, you owe us something that isn't reasonable. So Ryan, I'm not sure if I explained it right, but we don't have any landmines, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're here to help you. We're not here to try to be a collection agency for you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you. I appreciate that. But anyway, once anybody gets involved and it's like a job, is this works like a franchise? Well, regardless, it's a good point that even that you guys seems to be. It seems not. I don't have any doubt that honest people, nice guys. Me too. But we just have some points clear. I don't want to have a surprise or something that
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And maybe as you perfect your business, you realize, hey, this is a blank spot here. I'm being milked this way, you know. And the other thing I have to ask you, and this is a catchy question. Hey, I don't know. At some point, probably there is the need to help with finance. Like, do you guys probably not at the moment planning to connect with lenders that are in the business?
We have all that.
Huh?
Yeah. We have lenders we can point you to, both residential and commercial. We have, accountants and all the other various professionals. We have some people with private money who can basically directly loan their private money. It's more expensive, but it's there. And you asked earlier if we're a franchise. Yes, we are. We foresee the day, hopefully in a year or so, when there's enough members and we're going to be buying national TV ads. We're going to be buying national radio time. We're going to be buying, billboards on Facebook or whatever for hunting for homes. And the important thing to remember, or to understand, I guess not remember, is I had a lead come into Hunting for Homes NEPA for Western Mass. We give the lead to the person who's running that market. So even though Jesse didn't generate that lead, we simply said, hey, Jesse, here you go.
What is NEPA? That address that I see on the screen?
Northeast PA, up by Scranton. This is
okay. Gotcha.
Somehow someone found either this page or our main page. Honestly, I wouldn't know the difference. They utilize the same form, and they had a property in Springfield, Massachusetts. So what we do is, that property is in Springfield, it goes to Jesse. A property is in the Lebanon area, if that's your market, it goes to you. So when we have enough subscribers that we start doing national advertising, we're going to divide the leads based on the territories. If our ad on the Today Show generates, 100 calls from Lebanon, you get those 100 calls. So, eventually we'll get to that point. The same way Domino's is always running Domino ads because it's helping their franchisees. That's our plan. Are we in a position to do that right now? No, but yeah, we definitely do plan to trickle down the same way a franchise does. What we don't plan to do is to change, we're never going to say you have to use our call center, our printer, or whatever, the way franchises do. We're not here to nickel and dime you. We're here to say, you know what, our service fee is this, our percentage is that, we're good. That's it. So, we are here as it grows to support you and to do more for our franchisees or our whatever than we can now. Right now, we're here to support you with as much information as we can and as much support as we can.
And it's kind of to also simplify it too, JP, there's really nothing out there that we've ever seen anywhere on the internet that's anything like our business model. So we're basically, we're not just repairing the road, we're hacking down the forest and building the road. If you know what I mean. We're creating a brand new path here, because this is a total brand new idea, brand new business venture. So we intend to be successful on it, and we want the same for everyone who has a part in it to be successful as well.
And the sites that do something similar to us but not very, like We Buy Ugly Houses or whatever, they charge thousands of dollars a month in their fees. They're bigger, whatever, fine. Our thing is we would rather make a little bit on the upfront fee to make people money, and then sit back and take a couple of points off each deal that we've helped people accomplish, because that's the fair way to do it. It's fair. It's only fair the same way I do my training. It's only fair that you spend money if you're making money. Yeah, a little bit upfront, fine, but it's not fair to sit here and say you owe us thousands of dollars because we came up, because whatever. That's not what's right. What's right is we help you make money and everyone does better.
Okay, guys, you have given me a good overview and answer, I think, all the questions that I had initially, and a couple new ones. You have any question, any to me? Like,
basically, whatever guidance you can give us as to how we can improve the delivery on these first couple pages to make more sense.
Yeah, I would say, JP, was there anything confusing on the homepage or the layout that any suggestions that you might have? Because it would help us to turn out a better product as well.
Okay, let me tell you about the website. It's kind of clear, but it's kind of clear. No, it's clear. And I watched your second video, the one that has the animation. That is clear, explained, but I wasn't sure. Okay, is this guy's kind of offering is kind of the support for a wholesale business, which I understood that it was, but somehow for me it wasn't that clear. Okay, like okay, let me confirm that this is what they are offering. Okay, and I think I call one of the phone number that is on the website, probably this one. Did I leave a message for you, a voicemail?
I actually got,
Ryan, I think.
I actually got it through the inbox, the info at Hunting for Homes, and then I had to reach out, which I actually reached out to you on my personal number, because I think there was an issue with the number on our website.
Well, okay, a couple of things. I got a reply saying that this address doesn't exist, and probably I can copy that to you. I think it was coming from Steve. So that I emailed and I got a reply saying wrong address, and I thought the first time I did it wrong, but then I tried at least one more time and said, okay, something is wrong with the email address, so you guys know. And then I also call you, and the phone number drive me to a Google phone, and the message is not clear at all. And I'm correct. You guys send connect with Google phone, yeah?
Well, yeah, and actually that number, remember how I said the 798 number? I'm done. I appreciate the heads up. I haven't listened to my own voicemail in forever.
Okay, no, so be aware. So be aware that that's what I saw as a potential customer of yours. Okay.
Yep. Very good, helpful. Yeah.
So be aware. Then I also looked if you had put your post in the other discussion groups in Central Pennsylvania, which now if NIPA is northeastern Pennsylvania, so here in Central, I didn't see you in the other groups. Okay, so
exactly, and all of this is great because these are the kinds of things like I forgot to compare the voicemail, what it was before Hunting for Homes and what it should be now, so all of these kinds of things are very helpful because they're exactly the kinds of things we miss. So I definitely appreciate it.
And you're still sharing your screen, just in case I see you're sending an email. I don't want to spy your business there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will.
I don't want you to break your privacy there. So that's not.
No. Let me. There. Problem solved.
Okay.
I opened up the email because I wanted to take notes on what you were saying. So that's what I was there.
Remember, we are recording this one, yeah? I guess so. You're recording. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me. You have any question for me or? So.
No, I think I appreciate you sticking with it, even with our little communication issues that apparently we have to resolve. And and obviously if we can help you, however, I do just want to show you very quickly an example. And these deals up here, these are deals up in the Scranton area, and these are high price deals for our market. Okay, so these are deals from a seller who is not extremely motivated, although they've there we go. Sold. You should be looking in Northeast PA. Now I use the term AG. Let me zoom this in. I use the term AGI.
You're showing me Excel page, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make the numbers bigger real quick. So to me, adjusted gross income is before maintenance, vacancy, and management. Those are three very important numbers, but they're also numbers that
Go down. Keep going.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
All right. So adjusted gross income is the hard income minus the hard expenses. NOI, in my world, AGI is what everybody else calls NOI. I don't think it's net until you take out maintenance, vacancy, and management, until you allow for those. But on a raw number, hard income minus hard expenses, properties up here are usually 16, 14, on a low end, 10%. This building's good at 9.18 because the building was built 6 years ago. It's brand new. So you're going to pay a little more for a brand new, but you'll be getting cap rates in this range around here. 15, 14, 12, 18% return. So that's your net income divided by what you're going to spend on the building. Total.
After vacancy, maintenance, management.
This number is before all that.
Okay, okay.
This is NOI, in which I've taken out, and depends on what your fraction is. That's the reason the NOI is hard. You know, most people in this market do 15% for NOI for maintenance vacancy management. I do 30. That's why I haven't bought anything in 2 years. But so with this particular building, before maintenance vacancy management, it clears 32,000. After, it clears 26,000. And this particular building just went under contract at $170,000. So it's a 19 cap.
Is that
Now
it's see how you rate that one? How you rate that property? Is a good property? Is a difficult type ABC or you know?
It's probably a B. It's plus or minus a B. He's not good at all. This particular seller is not good at all with his exteriors. They need a power wash. They need some paint. He doesn't spend any time outside. Inside the units, they're fine.
4 units, 4 apartments for 170?
Yep.
I'm about to go and look 2 units for 170. That's my 1 o'clock appointment.
And that's the reason I bring up this for you, because in this many markets, okay, obviously cap rate will be lower in a market with high appreciation. For instance, a New York, a Miami. I buy a property now, in 5 years, that property is worth like double. The cap rate's only 3%, but I made 100% in 5 years. So it's good on if you include both. For me, when I buy a buy and hold, I don't care about appreciation, which is good because in Scranton, there basically isn't any. I care about the fact that I'm going to take home $20,000 to $30,000 a year from this 4 unit. I'm going to put $500 a month in my pocket. Now, of course, this is also before mortgage. I don't get into mortgage because mortgage is a very personal thing. You know, what you qualify for interest rate wise and whatever. You know, as your buyer's agent, I get into it, but not on this sheet. But if I can put $25,000 in my pocket, on 170,000, I'm making 15% of my money. It's hard to find another place where I'm making 15% and I'm gaining an asset. Now, this one at 10%, if it wasn't a building built in 2013, I'd say that's a low number for our market, because I can loan your money out and pay you 12. So if you can make 12 doing no work and owning nothing and having no responsibility, you know, 10 or 9 with responsibility might not be so much fun. But most of the properties in this market are 15, 18% cap rate. And that's operational, nice. Yeah, could use some touch up, could use some, you know, everything needs some work, but everything is on, you know, on the B grade of finished. You know, now you're going to throw, if you wanted to throw another 20,000 at the building, then you back up, let's say, to the 199 to do everything perfectly, you're still making 13, 16% cap rate. So that's just to give you a quick rundown of what this market offers in terms of returns.
And certainly your market will be different, JP, but you could just plug in the numbers from your market, you know, whatever the cap rate is in your market. So it's not like you have to use our numbers. We're just showing this as simply an example of our market, how it works.
Right. And of course, it's also an example, since you already own North Carolina, you might want to buy up here. I mean, I grew up in the Boston area, where we had my mom was a landlord. We had low cap rates but high appreciation. We had very bad evictions were hard in New England. Don't ever own a rental property in Massachusetts. So I'm used to, having grown up there, I don't understand why anybody buys in a market with a 5 count unless you can guarantee the appreciation. And the thing I'm going to say right now is I believe that there's going to be a market inversion by the end of the year when all of these forbeared mortgages come home to roost and all of this tenant moratorium crap goes away. People are going to lose their houses to foreclosure.
Your logic makes all sense, but I think they don't want to risk any revolt, and somehow they're gonna extend and inflate this more. But what you said makes sense, but I just don't see them taking the.
They're not going to face the music, right? Well, but of course, if they don't face the music, all we do is we go into more debt, and that's going to spiral something. So the government might swing in and be the white knight, but the point is, by the end of this year, I guess where I'm saying that is I'm saying that to say this: if it's, let's say, a 50-50 shot that I'm right or you're right.
Oh no.
Appreciation.
I think you'll be right eventually. I think it's going to happen probably after the midterms.
Probably true. Yeah. Which is which my whole spiel there. I think the midterms are a great milestone for that. My whole spiel there is don't bank on appreciation. If you're buying a 4-unit, if you're buying a 2-unit for 170 because you think it'll be worth 250 next year, it might not. If this other thing happens, it might not continue to go up. If we end up back in a 2008 correction.
When that correction happens, how you see rentals? You think we're gonna get also, and that's something that worries me. Have something with a high cost structure, even that it has probably a 3 or 4% loan, but if you have a high cost structure because you bought an expensive property, that's something that worries me in today's inflated prices.
Well, exactly.
And guys, I don't want to take longer. The number one information that I wanted for you, I have it now. I like this conversation, and I like your, but I don't want to keep you longer here than needed. That's it.
Well, I mean, I'm now or later, if you don't have time, whenever you have time, I'm happy to have this chat, because to me, this is why buying in the Scranton market is Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton. It's all one television market to me. I'm an old broadcaster, but that's why up here, because we never had the appreciation. We never had the therefore we had very little of a crash in 2008. We appreciated a lot in the last year. Actually, it's a seller's market. Things are going crazy, but they're still returning a good cap rate. So all I'm saying is, consider this market, but also if you're banking on appreciation, I may want to suggest you don't do that. Now, I've got a lot of friends who aren't buying rentals right now. They're buying and flipping and selling, and they want to be out by August. They want a pile of cash to buy by the end of the year in case things invert. But basically what I'm saying is careful of buying in markets where you're depending on appreciation as part of your equation, because something may happen at some point that'll kind of ruin that.
Okay, no, I've never bought for appreciation. Has happened, and I'm very happy with that. But the same way it came on paper, it goes on paper until you sell it. No,
that's right.
I'm more concerned. Definitely, I'm focused on cash flow. I'm concerned is for people with a smaller, a more positive or more beneficial cost structure that can go lower.
Right.
That I can go. That is what has concerned me sometimes when I'm going to see the house that I'm going to go see a house in this town where I live. That is a 170 asking price.
Right.
For two, I know we are paying those rents here, but I don't see the 170 in that property, but that's what they are selling. It's not the first one. It's not that is what those properties are selling. I was trying to buy something last week in Raleigh, asking price 400,000. I offered 350, obviously with a loan, but no, it's 400 or more. But and they sold it actually. It's two little apartments, three apartments together, triplex. Yeah, the prices are extremely crazy. And these are little three apartments surrounded by now 500,000 little houses, $500,000 little houses.
Yep. And unfortunately, sellers will almost get whatever they want right now. So listen, I put up a 2-unit in Pittston that a year ago I wouldn't have gotten 100 grand for. I just got a cash offer, no inspections of 150. I put up I got my single down in Regent Street. Bank considered it worth 55,000. I just got a cash, no inspections offer of 62. People are paying, frankly, strong to, in some cases, crazy numbers right now.
Yep,
and it's
just the paying with the low interest.
Exactly. Which it works. I mean, like this property here. Okay, one rent's 1,200, one rent's 875, 550. So the rents aren't huge. This is a garage rental, and at the end of the day, it still clears, even at a very strong purchase price, it still clears 16%. So he's getting a great number. The buyer is still getting a great value. It's very hard to argue with 13, 16% returns. But 2 years ago, that we would have gotten like 150,000 for this. So it's a high market, but in some areas it still works. And if you have any questions about how we run calculations or whatever, that's fine. Kind of how we get to any of this, I can, if you have any questions about this, more than happy to talk over the math with you, even for the deal you're doing down there. But yeah, I mean, basically, it's an interesting time to buy because you can still get good numbers.
Okay. Steve, thank you. And Ryan.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, JP.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually check whenever you can. I know you're in your car or your office. Yep. Whenever you can, send me the other. It's not important. It's not relevant. Just to see the other sites or the other things that you guys do, the other website that you mentioned.
Yeah, of course.
Let me check your site. Let me see if I want to get into wholesaling, okay, or if I want to use, regardless of wholesaling, your service, okay. First of all, thank you very much for your time. You were very generous in the explanation, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So we appreciate it. We appreciate it as well.
I don't think I think your package is good. It's good to have. Let me tell you, for me, it's complicated. Somebody comes and says, "Hey, send me your house as a wholesaler," or one of those in Raleigh that on paper I supposed to have no problem selling them. So. But I still get the letters from some people, oh, please, and I know they are probably prospecting wholesaling. So I think that's a challenging thing. But I must say it caught my attention. I'm gonna do a quick thinking or a honest thinking if within my lifestyle, at the rhythm of my regular work, okay. If this is something that works for me, I do tech support for equipment. I used to be on the road all the time, from Argentina to Canada. But now I switched to, instead of traveling, I'm home based all the time. But I take calls from the whole planet, and that keeps me very busy. Very busy. And you need time for the wholesaling. You need to answer the phone. So I'm gonna give a little thought on if I like this, which I like, but if I want to try this, how honestly I can make it work. Okay.
I appreciate your time.
That is the part that I need to see. If I have a chance of make this work, and because it's not only for me, but you guys are also using one of your territories, and probably you have an expectation. So I need to see that too. Okay.
Certainly. Steve will send you
Alright.
his website, and I'll send you the one that I operate as well. You can
Perfect.
check them out.
Excellent. Okay, guys.
All right, terrific.
All right.
Folks, thank you very much. Thanks.
Keep driving safely. And Ryan, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, JP. Take care now.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.